in my background.
Yes. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your time zone. My name is Dennise Williams. I am your financial coach, and I'm joined by Elizabeth Terry, NLP trainer and coach. Hi, Liz.
Hi there.
Yes.
Wonderful to be
Okay.
here.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Now, we have been on a journey to basically clean up the mindset and activate the powers that you have inside of you, right? To have greater cash flow. And I know that this is such an important skill set for women entrepreneurs because we're not just entrepreneurs. We're moms, we're wives, we're daughters, we're nieces, we're community activists, we're church members, we're synagogue members. We're just a part of, the fabric of our community. And one of the thing about a woman, if you help her to fish, she doesn't just feed her children, she probably feeds other people's families, and even if she doesn't have kids, she sows back into the community. So this is such an important skill set, and we want you to be able to navigate and activate your internal powers for financial freedom, because we want you to become your own cash flow superhero, right? How to move from self-sabotage, which is this helps in no way, to money sage. So, as I said, I help to empower women entrepreneurs to increase their cash flow, has a lot of tools and techniques that we use. Liz is a mindset coach who has done project management, trained so many people, and helped people to unlock what's holding them back. Yeah, and just release mindset behaviors that do not work. All right. And so we are going to talk about, you know, always giving you tools to build out your cash flow. So, Liz, if I may ask you to just take us through what we're going to be doing in this module.
Sure. So, Denise, you're going to start off and talk about, how the financial plan that aligns with your internal superpowers. And I'm excited to hear about that. And then I'm going to take the ball and to introduce the two last sage um, powers, and those are navigate and activate. So I'm excited to begin. Over to
All
you,
right.
Denise.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the money in your mind controls the money in your wallet. Now, what does this mean? Again, have a client that inherited, so their father owned property in Boston and they inherited the property and felt so intimidated by ownership. They handed it, said, listen, to their brother. And she said to her brother, you deal with it. Okay. I'm not gonna deal with collecting the rent. I'm not gonna do it. Her brother was not very financially savvy. And an unscrupulous realtor convinced the brother that the property was probably worth, like, 30% of the value. And they ended up selling like $1 million property for like $300,000. And then again, she still felt intimidated and said to her brother, regardless of his not being so financially savvy, she said to her brother, invest the 300,000. And it did not go well. Now, her position is that family first. So she would not have done anything without her brother. She was not going to hold his lack of financial ability against him, because family first. Secondly, she felt her own inadequacy because she was uncomfortable with money. And so, again, this is about not cash, not assets, but two things from my financial perspective: lack of strategy, because a lot of people have assets and don't train their children what to do when there's a transition. And then secondly, the mindset, which is why I'm always so excited to partner with you, Liz, because a lot of people think one coach for everything. No, I am going to be really, really good at giving you a strategy. Okay. I don't at all say that I'm going to help you untangle your mind. This is why Liz is so important. Okay. And so in a case like that, when you have that type of asset value, or you may have zero asset value, but you want the next generation to do better, I would really recommend a few sessions with a mindset coach and then a few sessions with a financial strategy coach, because now you're going to dig up those issues of, insecurity, inadequacy, and such. And then you're going to get a plan on paper that you can take to your banker and say, look here, I may feel intimidated by you, but I want this, right? Because now you have something as a benchmark. So that is what one of the things, I want to be one of the major takeaways from this training, right? So we've talked about this in the other module, but again, I just want to use my client as an example. So today you inherit $1 million worth of assets. In 18 months, it's worth 300,000. Okay, because what happened? You went on the red line. You went in stress, fear, and panic. Okay. And stress, fear, and panic distorted your value because your value is family first, right? But you didn't go on the green line for family first, which is focus, planning, action, so that your family can thrive. Okay. You went stress, fear, and panic, and so your family is much worse. Just a quick example. There are families who do not believe in insurance. And so insurance could pay death taxes. It could pay property transfer taxes. It can pay probate taxes. But they won't do it because, there's a stigma against insurance. So what happens is today, there is no insurance, and I get sick, I can't work, or I die. And my children have to sell assets to pay taxes, to pay whatever issue. And so if I again have $1 million in assets today, I have guaranteed, even though I may be my kids may be on the yellow line, they may be adult children, they're working, they're fine, but I hadn't made a decision to move them to the green line. And so my kids, even though I left them $1 million worth of assets, because they're on the yellow line, the value of that million just dwindles. It doesn't drop as fast as if we're on stress, fear, or panic, but it eventually does dwindle. Okay. So that they never enjoy the value of what I worked for. And isn't that what entrepreneurship is? We're working so that our children, our family, we may have just nieces and nephews. We may just have a charity that we care greatly about. Okay. But if we don't make the shift and get on the green line, whether it's law of attraction is your big thing, whether you're like me and you love the checklist and you love walking into the financial institution with the look here, I want this. Tell me, you gotta explain to me why I can't have it, right? And if that's you, because I'm like that. But if you are somewhere in between law of attraction and checklist, getting on the green line does take time. And again, I want to also make you aware of a note that, do you see how quickly the red line goes down? And do you see that it takes time for the green line to go up? So that's part of the challenge with the mindset, because persons basically want the green line, but it needs to be straight, it needs to go up quickly, right? But you haven't changed your mindset. So this is something why, we're very clear that your financial plan, again, we looked at this in the other module, but again, when you are making your financial plans and you're cleaning up your mindset, you're doing the work with Liz, because I know you're going to sign up with her as your coach, if you're in a family situation in which their mindset hasn't moved and you're an entrepreneur, if you're in a situation where most of the people, they just want to pay their bills, that is that is not entrepreneurship in its true self. That's more of a hustle culture, right? So you've got some food today, and then tomorrow you don't know where things are coming from. That may cause a lot of friction, and you, the entrepreneur, may not feel supported. So, again, I could give you a gold plated checklist of things to do to improve your money. But if you go home to a situation of a break even mindset, it's going to cause a lot of angst. And so, again, I recommend a mindset coach in your work with lifting yourself. Because as an entrepreneur, really and truly, the ultimate goal, who's on the Forbes list is the economics, people with the economic center mindset. Now you may just want just enough. And that's okay. You may just want to get to surplus because you just want to be comfortable. You just want to have that little extra after you've paid your bills, and nothing is wrong with that. There's no judgment, right? We've weakened the judge saboteur. Just be mindful that as you work on your mindset, there needs to be conversations about the mindsets around you so that it's not sabotaging your financial progress, okay? Because your cash flow automatically becomes the solution to somebody else's issues, right? As your cash flow grows. A classic example, I spoke to someone yesterday who has discovered her entrepreneurship skill is trading. So she trades Forex, digital currencies, various things, okay? And she always says now that she's doing it, all of a sudden, she's taking care of her home, her mom's home, and her son, okay? Because she's also a grandma. And I'm like, well, how is it that you're taking care of three households? You'll never have any liquid cash to trade. And so she's got to work on the mindset in order for persons to understand her cash flow, her increased cash flow is not the solution to their problem. So we talked about this energizer. Again, if you are going into an environment that depletes you, I just cannot encourage you enough to talk to a mindset coach, right? Because the mindset coach is literally going to put a shield around the financial plans that I create for you, right? So that she can help you to navigate where you are. Everybody, we all have buttons that have been installed, and our mindset coach will help us
Hot
to
buttons.
buttons, right? And so now, of course you don't want to behave. I talk about so this again is the goal of financial coaching, for your net worth to go up and for you to be clear on where your budget is going, right? Organization is your superpower. And so now I give you another superpower and I hand over to Liz.
Yeah, so let's talk about navigate. So, there is the compass. So often we are in situations where we are not quite sure which way to turn. Sometimes we
Right.
reach a crossroads and we're like, okay, so should I go left, right, or straight? Should I take the thriving road? Should I take the survival road? Or should I just, kind of just move along on this course of, surviving? So um, let's look at how we can use this sage power of navigation to help us towards financial freedom.
Yes, of course. Here we go. Yes. Uh-oh.
Excellent.
Oh my
Oh, oh,
goodness, it
oh,
went
here,
too fast.
got it, got it.
No, it went too fast, but it's okay because we'll get it started. But the thing I
This
wanted
is
to
like
add,
Russian roulette.
I tell you, I just wanted to add was that, again, that tunnel vision, that as entrepreneurs, if we're stressed out about bills and suppliers and
Mhm.
staff, we're not navigate mode. So that's why I love this.
Yep, yep, yep. You have to have a clear mind when you're doing this. And when you're sort of looking through the eyes of the saboteur, things are very cloudy. So, navigation. This is a game that you can play. It's called Flash Forward. And it really just asks you to take yourself to the end of your life. Now, we're not going to get, morbid about this, but at the end of your life, looking back, what kind of outsized impact would you make as a seven-figure business owner or earner, right? So what you want to do is, faced with a couple of choices, and you're trying to figure out which one, then take yourself, um, 30 years ahead, or 40, or 10, or whatever it may be, at the end, and you're looking back and you're saying, wow, what kind of outsized impact would I make as a seven-figure earner? And that might be taking a particular direction, right? So instead of going down the barely surviving road, I want to take the other road, which is the thriving road. Then that allows me to do all the things that I've envisaged for my future, that my prosperity vision, which you did earlier in this program. So looking back now, what is it that I want to have achieved in terms of my impact and contribution? So that's a flash forward exercise. Consider how becoming financially free aligns you to your mission, purpose, and values. And this is going back again to the earlier part of this program. We asked you to consider what your vision and your values are, because your values are really the signposts that tell you whether something is important to you or not. And you don't want to be taking decisions that are not aligned with your mission, purpose, and values, because that's going to give you a very unhappy outcome, right? And then the third thing is, what would living in total financial abundance enable for your sage, that inner wise person within you? Who would you choose to support financially? What nonprofit organizations would you start, maybe join or participate in? And how does this change your life? What are the possibilities now if you take that road? Where will it lead you to? So this is kind of series of inner reflection questions. You can journal about them and write down your answers, because they will tap into your inner tuition, your intuition, and enable you to make right decisions, not from the eyes of the saboteur that's frantic, that's desperate, that's stressed, that's hypervigilant, but from and through the eyes of the sage. The other sage power that I want to speak about now is activate. So we can make all the plans in the world, but if we don't go into action, if we don't actually do something differently, then we're not likely to reap the rewards that we want. So action is where all these shifts in thinking change your financial future. So you could go through this entire program and you could say, yay, I've learned so much, I feel motivated. And in a week or so, the plans that you have laid out there, maybe in WiseFi, are all for naught, because you do nothing. You don't do anything with it. So knowing all of this, what changes are you now absolutely committed to making? And by when are you going to make those changes? Are you decided in your mind now that you are going to, engage the services of Dennise, or a financial coach, or a mindset coach like myself, and be able to really take you into the next phase and stage of your progress? What commitments are you going to make to yourself? How are you going to, be the Jedi of financial freedom? Here's an important part of really activating: being able to have an accountability partner or coach. Often, this is the key to unlock your riches. Having someone there that you co-create an accountability structure with that will help you tap into your sage approach when your saboteurs are, chomping at the bit or banging at the door. This accountability piece is so important in ensuring that all the actions and plans that you have laid out now actually come to fruition, that you've nurtured, you've watered, you've fertilized, and you have done the work. And doing the work is partly in your mind and working on and the discipline of the mental fitness that is required, but it's also getting into action around the things that you have committed to do. And having someone to whom you are accountable makes all the difference in the world. So activate. Um, so what does that look like? To be financially successful, you have to be discerning and calculating, and of course, you have to take action. Being able to be goal oriented, accepting the benefits of healthy competition, and not saying, oh my God, somebody else is coming along and doing the same thing I'm doing. How am I going to manage? No, that's a saboteur of lies talking. You want to be able to be confident. Learning how to detach from stress and to be conscious and present in the moment. This is what your mental fitness is going to help you do. To be generous and optimistic and open to a significant increase in cash flow. That means that you don't have the limitations that have been imposing on you by your saboteurs, holding you back and keeping you like a ball and chain stuck to whatever past you have experienced and maybe are still experiencing now in the present. You want to be able to create that financial and business vision and to hold it and maintain it and breathe life into it every single day. This is what activation looks like, guys. This is the next step in moving. And so I want to sort of take you through a very quick visualization exercise. Now, earlier in the program, you did your prosperity vision. And now I want to take you from that vision into what are all the other aspects of that are necessary in order for it to come to fruition. So, what beliefs and values? What kind of skills and capabilities do you need to have? What are you doing actually? What is your communication and what's your body language? Feeling into that is so important. What's the environment that you are actually working in? Just being able to really commit and to experience that for yourself is super important. So I invite you to do this along with me and just get very still. Wherever you are, perhaps you are seated, make sure your feet are on the floor and that you're sitting up nice and straight, but really relaxed. So I want you to just focus in a couple seconds now on your breath and breathing. Breathe in and just notice as you place your hands on your stomach that your breathing expands your belly and your chest. And just follow your breathing now. And take 3 deep centering breaths. 1. Hold and exhale. Take another. And exhale. And the last one, really big one. And exhale. So now, I want you to Project yourself into the future. Visualize yourself at a time in the future when you are living financially free. Just bring that image to mind and say to yourself, I am financially free. And as you say that, I want you to tune in to your feelings. Who are you being now? Feel the feelings of being financially free. And take a mental step forward into that feeling. And fully experience it. And from that point of feeling into your identity as a financially free person, answer the following question. What are your beliefs and values now that you are financially free? Just take the time and go through them one by one. I believe I am. Fill in the gaps. What are your values? What's important to you now that you are financially free? What comes up for you? Maybe you've got those from the earlier exercise. Bring them now to mind. And go through each of them viscerally. And breathe deeply now, taking it all in. And feel those values and beliefs anchoring into your unconscious. And step forward now, mentally, into those values and beliefs. From this viewpoint, carrying with you the vision and values and beliefs, what skills and capabilities do you now have? What are you able to do? Maybe things that you couldn't do before. Experience them one by one. See yourself doing. And take a step forward into that now. From here, with your vision and values and beliefs and skills, check your communication. What are you saying? What's your body language now? How are you dressing? Feel into your confidence. Feel it rising. And step forward into that. taking with you the vision, values, beliefs, skills, and all that you know is necessary from a communication point of view. Feel that confidence and communication in everything coming along with you. Now, check out your environment. Look around you. Make the experience sensory rich. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Who are you with? And where are you? Do you have new offices? A new team? What kind of technology are you working with? Now, as you are deeply experiencing this moment, I want you to anchor the scene and your feelings by taking your two fingertips, your thumb and your forefinger, and pressing an earlobe firmly as you are deeply feeling and experiencing the vision, values, beliefs, capabilities, confidence, your environment, everything that now is representing your financial freedom, the new you. Just press that earlobe for up to 15 seconds. And release before the feelings start to lessen. Just enjoy the experience. Take a deep breath. Slowly turn around and step back. Next, now into your communication and body language. Become aware of that and your confidence. Take another step back to now, bringing with you all your skills and capabilities. Take another step towards now, and you step into your values and beliefs. Feel them, connect with them, experience them. And take one more step now into your identity as this awesome, amazing, financially free person. Feel the feelings, enjoy the moment, and ever so slowly come back to the present moment and open your eyes when you are ready.
That was absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Okay, so that's it. That's your sage in all aspects of your new identity as a financially free person. So, how will you now apply what you've learned to price your services and products and get paid more? Yeah, it's a really good question. How are you going to be able to bring in more income? So, you can use the explore and innovate games here to help you to come up with brilliant ideas and solutions, play the game with friends, and see how you can come up with strategies that are going to help you to move from where you are now into action, to actually activate and get moving on all the things that Dennise and I have shared with you in this program. Okay, Dennise, I
Yes,
think
yes,
that's it
ma'am.
for this unit.
Wow. Okay. So, I love this.
Yep, this is
This
just
is
an opportunity to self reflect.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, I think when I'm not in my sage power, I go to victim and the world is against me. And so it's so wonderful to have tools that allow me to step out of a space that doesn't help me and it will carry
Right.
me right down. So this is very, very awesome. I'm so very grateful. And again, we ask you, what are your decisions costing you? What are the emotional, costs, the financial costs, the physical costs, the mental costs? There's so many costs. And for entrepreneur, particularly, you are charting your path. And so not understanding what these costs are is very, very heavy. So
Mhm.
again,
Yeah.
two coaches, two pathways, I think very complementary pathways. And
Mhm.
so, again, each of us will just share quickly what we have on offer. So, for me, I, coach you through workbooks, on demand videos, and financial strategies because I'm very big into having that checklist so that you can go to your banker and say, I want this, I want this, I want this, instead of being pretty much at their mercy for a lot of people who are, not fully au fait. So we look at real estate, we look at savings, raising money, we look at the stock market and how you can invest in different ways to protect you, whether or not we're in a recession. We want to help you build a legacy for your family. We want to blow out credit card debt, tap into global investment with mutual funds, look at debt healing. We want to help you with student loan debt, grind out benefits for your auto, grind out benefits from insurance, and look at how you can build out your cash flow. And so, again, identify your financial problem, devise a solution, put your plan into action, monitor your progress. And because I know you're going to have a mindset coach, you're not going to be derailed by setbacks. We do have this homework. What is the ultimate scenario for income situation? What is the most important aspect? And which elements of the poise model do you already have going? So that's being a producer, an owner, an investor, a saver, an energizer, and a defender. These are the tools that we use in financial coaching to help you to get the most out of the sessions. We also, of course, have Wi-Fi, which will help you to organize your money. Whether or not you have debt, you may know someone who does. This program is free and it is so incredibly helpful. Liz, you have a program.
Yes, I sure do, and happy to share it here. And it's called Women on the Rise, and it's designed especially for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, and female leaders, perhaps in business, who are wanting to raise their consciousness around all aspects of their life. So if you feel stuck, if you feel confused, perhaps you've reached a crossroads, maybe you're wanting to make a transition in terms of your job or maybe move from employment to self employment. There are all different ways that this program can help to support you. And we do this by being able to help you to align your goals with your values, to be able to take actionable steps, and to help you to eliminate behaviors that might be keeping you stuck. to manage your internal saboteurs that we've spoken about here, all 10 of them, and how you can really access the wisdom of your sage to keep you in that vortex of the sage at least 90% of the time. Develop your mental fitness muscles, increasing your confidence and self esteem, which are absolutely critical to being able to do anything successfully, and to implement strategies also for balance and self care. And I find this is often where women fall down a lot. So, how can you ensure that you are self compassionate? And building a community for accountability, learning, and advancement. So, how do we do this? Well, we meet twice monthly on a 90-minute group coaching Zoom call. And we also have monthly bonus sessions where guest presenters will come in and speak on topics that are complementary and critical for this group. The learning management system that we have houses all of our replays. If you can't make a particular call, then you can always go back and listen in. We have resource material and self-studying units, workbooks, and so forth. And I want to tell you that we also provide you with a 1 year access to the Positive Intelligence Mental Fitness Program and mobile app, which is absolutely worth its weight in gold. And if you are ready to take the next step, then you can get moving into ease and flow and attend my free masterclass, How to Create Ease and Flow, by registering at bit.ly/create ease and flow. And there you can register to access the free masterclass right away.
Okay, fantastic. So again, we encourage you to sign up for Wise Fi, discover your financial freedom date, discover your debt freedom date, and just come back to our module ready, ready, ready to build out your cash flow strategies. Liz, I just want to thank you so much. Not only did you give us tools, you gave us this awesome meditation. You're
Yes.
so relaxed. And I just want to say, thank you all for being with us in these modules. Got one more to go. And
One more.
yeah, and it's really awesome. So thank you all and see you in the next module. Bye.
Bye.